So earlier today, I saw a post from an e-commerce website that I admire that talked about they're still backed up shipping orders from their Labor Day holiday sale, and they posted a picture showing, a large number of orders going out. And it got me to thinking, was this sale a really good idea? And it's not a simple thing to answer, but I created this tool to help determine whether your sale actually was successful or not. So the key things to know about having a sale would be that you're giving away some portion of your margin. In exchange, you hope to get customers who otherwise wouldn't have ordered to order. What frequently happens, though, is if you run a site-wide sale, you're going to be giving away some portion of your margin to people who would have paid full price. So you need to account for that lost margin, lost contribution in your calculation of whether or not your sale was successful. The other thing that also happens frequently with a sale is that you end up pulling forward orders that would have happened at a full margin later. So really your promotion, in order to be successful, it has to create demand, create orders that you would not have ever received, or at least you could say would not have received in the next month had you not run that promotion. But then you need to figure out what percentage of contribution margin you made from those orders and subtract the contribution margin that you lost by giving away margin to people who would have paid full price at some point in the near future, or even they would have paid full price during the period of the promotion had you not run a full sale. So I put this spreadsheet together, and if you look, the fields that have color are the things that you can play with. So in this case here, I'm saying, your average margin if you don't have a discount is 75%. And in this scenario, we're giving a 30% discount away. Our average order value is $150, and our variable cost percentage. You have to figure there's something that it's stuff like credit card percentages. If you have Shopify, you have to give them a certain percentage of your order revenue. So basically anything that's variable and based on your revenue. And then you have your fixed cost per order, which would, customer service. If you use a fulfillment, or if you have your own employees, you've got labor that you got to take into account. So yeah, you've got your fixed costs. You've got your number of orders that you're going to be processing. And then what I did was I want you to think about what percentage of people would have ordered without the discount during the promo period. So a good way to think about that would be if on a normal Saturday you would have had 50 orders and during the promotion you ended up with 100 orders, then you can probably say that 50% of those orders definitely would have happened even without the discount. Um, and then the other thing that I want you to consider is of the rest of the people, so the orders that would not have happened without the discount, how many were actually just pulled forward? So in this case, I said 50% of my orders, or in this scenario, 50% of the orders in this scenario would have happened without the discount. And then I'm guesstimating that 20% of the orders were actually pulled forward. So, the customer would have bought sometime in the next month or 2 months, and instead they took advantage of the discounted price. So it actually ends up that 70% of your orders, 0.5 plus 0.2, actually would have happened without the discount. And I think that's pretty realistic, but we can look at different scenarios where we play with that. So given all the things that I'm showing in the right-hand column here is where we have our numbers. So we can contribute, or we can calculate our contribution margin per order with the discount and our contribution margin per order without the discount. And you can see it's really a gigantic difference when you have a 30% discount. So basically, we're giving away $45 on the average order by having a 30% discount. And that's 45 in contribution. That's the money you can actually use to run your business, to build your business, to pay your salaries, all that stuff. And then the percent of customers driven specifically by the promotion, that's calculated just strictly from 1 minus the percent of customers who would have ordered without the discount. So That's who you actually, those are the orders. What percent of orders did you actually create with this promotion? And then so you can see here that in this case, your promotion literally gave away $3,150, and you drove $1,650 in contribution that you would not have had you not run a promotion. So congratulations, your Labor Day promotion actually lost you $1,500 real dollars. Now that was with a 30% discount. So keeping all those things the same, let's go to a 20% discount. Well, at a 20% discount, you can see here that you're only giving away $30 on an average order, and you can see that right here. That's the per order contribution margin if you didn't have the discount. That's the per order contribution margin with the discount. And you can see here that it works out extremely cleanly. I didn't do this on purpose, but your contribution margin that you gave away was $2,100. Your contribution margin that you drove specifically by this promotion was $2,100. So your promotion earned you exactly $0. So literally, you could have run the promotion or you could have not run the promotion, and the same amount of money in contribution is going to go to you. I would say there's a lot of costs that go along with having more orders, so you actually probably lost some money here, but we're going to go ahead and we'll just say it's 0 for the case of the spreadsheet. And then here we go, same exact scenario where instead of a 20% discount, it's a 10% discount. So you gave away 1,050, you actually brought in 2,550, and so your promotion earned you $1,500. Now this was only a 10% discount, which in today's world, 10% probably isn't going to get a whole lot of people excited. So if we say, okay, we probably wouldn't have had 100 orders. If typically we would have had 50 orders, chances are we're not going to have 100 orders during the promotion. Maybe with a 10%, we only had 80 orders. So let's change that number to 80. And you can see here, it was still a pretty good deal for you, though. You actually came up with extra $1,200. So, the lesson to learn out of that scenario, I believe, is that keep your discount low, and that's going to generate you less orders, but it's going to be a lot more profitable. So we can just change that back to 80. And let's go to the different scenarios where we have a 20% discount, and let's assume that we only got 80 orders. Or actually, for 20%, let's assume we got 90 orders. And you can see here it doesn't make a difference. And then for a 30% discount, I think it's a safe assumption to get 100 orders. So there you go. That's something you can do to play with, is determine what are you actually earning from the promotion. Now, let's just for sake of keeping things simple, I'm going to change everything back to 100. So the things you can play with here are your non-discounted average margin. So if you have a higher margin, I'm trying to go up just 10%. Let's say it's an 85% margin, and you have a 10% discount. You're making $1,950. Let's up that to 85%. Hey, we made a little bit of money with our promotion now, giving away at 20%. And let's go back to 85. And we ended up losing a little bit less money. You can see previously we lost $1,500. Now our loss is only $1,050. So I will make this spreadsheet something that you can take and you can copy it. You can put your numbers in. Obviously, playing with all this stuff matters. If your fixed cost per order were lower, obviously that changes the math. You get a little bit more profitable. And obviously, it's really important to try and come up with good numbers for these percentage of customers who would have ordered without the discount during the promo period. Obviously, as we shrink this number, then things get a lot more in favor of the discount. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go back to 75% margin. The reason I'm using 75% is because that's what my business works off of typically. So um, that's what I like to do. So basically, we're going to go ahead and say that let's say only 30% of the customers would have ordered without the discount. So really, this sale like gave you a big boost in the average or in the number of orders, and we'll find out what that does here. Okay, so as you can see now, if your 10% discount really drove a ton of orders. So if it drove a doubling of your order volume um, and it pulled it still pulled people forward. So 50% of your orders would not have happened. And that's this number here. 50% of your orders were driven specifically by the promotion. This 10% promotion was a home run. You made $3,500. And the 20% is actually looking pretty good in this case as well. And now even you can say, well, the promotion earned you $500, giving away 30%. So that's really a big number to get right. And I think what you have to do is you have to look at your order volume. And when I say order volume, I don't mean revenue. I mean your order volume right before the sale, and then for the week or so after the sale to really get an idea. Okay, if I ran the sale from Friday through Monday, and then my sales on Tuesday through Friday of that week were really kind of bad, I can guess that I definitely pulled forward a fair amount of people. And you can look at the same period last year if you didn't if you didn't have a sale, or you can look at the couple prior weeks. If you're steadily doing 75 orders a day on average, and during your promotional period you go up to 100, you can probably guess that you only really drove 25% of people that wouldn't have ordered anyway. So these are all things to consider and know before you decide whether you actually made money on your promotion and whether it was a smart business decision.